Hey guys. Hey guys, hey guys, hey guys. Hey guys. Happy Friday, happy Friday, happy Friday, happy Veterans Day to all the veterans that have served, for us, that has served, that has actually made it out. To all the veterans that actually made it out and they survived and you're home and you got your mind right and you got everything together. So welcome guys, happy Friday. So just wait a little bit for more people to come in. Welcome guys, welcome, welcome. Welcome guys. Drinking my coffee. So Friday, Freedom Friday. I always say, Fridays, we should be able to reflect on, what we did, all week. Did we, complete our goals? Did we do something that helped us to self-care? Did we do something that helped us to, move in the best direction? Did we, help ourselves? Did we help our parents? Did we, help our money move forward? What do we actually do, right? Unfortunately, a lot of people go through the mundane, right? The mundane of just the trauma, right? People just go through, the mundane, of the trauma. And the trauma is that, all we do is do the same thing year after year, month after month, day after day, decade after decade, century after century. And, no one seems to say, well, why is this happening? Right? No one seems to say, why is this happening to me? Why is this happening to, my family? So when I, first got started in entrepreneurship, I didn't understand money. I didn't understand that there were financial traumas. I didn't understand that, there were, you had to do things to make yourself feel, good. You had to attract money. You had to say money affirmations. I didn't know that. I didn't know none of that, right? All I knew was to go to work, hope and pray that I get a raise, and hopefully everything worked out, right? So I never really, understood money too much. And a lot of us don't really understand money too much. Hey guys, welcome on Facebook, and I'm on YouTube. So make sure you guys come on in. Let me know where you guys are coming from. What you guys are doing. And I just want to go over the financial trauma that, we have and how we can actually get over financial trauma and some of the solutions, that we need to move forward. So in life, like I said, I never knew about, getting rich. I never knew about building a legacy. I never, my mom didn't teach me. My dad didn't teach me. My teachers didn't teach me. The pastor didn't teach me. So no one taught, us this stuff. So it was like we had to learn all of this stuff, through trial and error, or we heard it on the internet, or we heard it from a friend, or we heard it, through the grapevine. So it wasn't something that was, right in our face, like go to college was in our face, right? Every single day. go to college, or what you want to be when you grow up. Oh, what do you want to be, when you go to college? What do you want to do, right? So this is where, we got all the programming from, understanding what college I want to go to, how I want to be, what career path do I want to take, right? But in school and in church and in home, nobody ever allowed us to critically think. Nobody truly ever allowed us, guys, to critically think, right? And when I say critically think, that means thinking long term, right? Thinking of the different possibilities, right, that we also can have, and then thinking of the different outcomes that we can also create, in our life. And unfortunately, if your mother didn't know, if the pastor didn't know, if your grandmother didn't know, if your teacher didn't know, we didn't know, right? So, we can continue to use that as an excuse, right? To say, well, my mom didn't know, my dad didn't know, my the pastor didn't know, so I'm not going to know, right? Because see, the thing is, now we have the internet at our fingertips where whatever you want, you can Google, right? When I first started, my online journey, right? And, becoming an entrepreneur, I didn't even know what entrepreneurship was. I started my online journey. I really had to figure out what is it that I wanted to actually do. I had to figure out exactly what I wanted to do, right? So when I decided that I was going to be an internet marketer, entrepreneur, like I had to have a path, right? See, when we grew up, there was no real path, right? It wasn't go do this, go do this, go do this, right? It wasn't, right? All it was was mom said go to work, mom said go to school, we went to work, we went to school, and that was it, right? There was no critical thinking, there was no asking questions, it was just doing it, right? So now today, a lot of people are in student loan debt because we never question nothing, right? See, the thing is, as children, I was talking to my uncle about this, the thing as children, right? The thing being a child is that we never think our parents will steer us wrong. We never think that our pastor or teachers will steer us in the wrong direction, right? We never think that, right? Nobody says, oh, my mom is wrong. My mom's going to steer me in the wrong direction. No, we just listen to mom, right? We just listen to our dad, right? We listen to, the pastor, right? We don't know, right? We don't know until we get an adult and, we start to critically think. And then we start to say to our own self, like, well, why this happened? Or why that happened? Or why is this happening? Right? Or why is that happening? Right? So this is when we start. But then sometimes it's too late. Right? Hey guys, when you come on, let me know where you guys are coming in from. And happy Veterans Day to all the veterans. Happy Freedom Friday to everyone. So as we grow, right? Because you're supposed to grow, right, in life, right? There's a thing, right, that you're supposed to grow. You're supposed to grow year after year after year. You're supposed to get better at your craft. You're supposed to get better at what you're doing. You're supposed to get better at moving forward, right? You're supposed to get better, right? Year after year after year after year after year, getting better, right? But unfortunately, people don't get better. And this is what happens at the end of people's life where they're like, damn, I'm 65, I'm 55, and I ain't got $1 in my pocket. I ain't got $1 in the bank. I ain't got no money. I don't have no assets. I don't have no friends. Right? But again, if you wasn't taught that, like I told my aunt, a lot of the stuff that we have endured is from trauma. A lot of the stuff that we have endured is because our parents didn't know either, right? So we all have a lot of trauma and a lot of things that our parents didn't know. So our trauma was passed down through generation, through generation, through generation. So unfortunately, right? Hey, Kim, how are you? So unfortunately, guys, if you don't know and you're not exposed to better and you're not exposed to new money and you're not exposed to new knowledge, you're not exposed to new things, how do you do it? How do you get it? Right? How? Right? You can't. So we have to be self-conscious. right? When we're moving through this thing called life. Because life, unfortunately, can put you through a ringer and you could end up rolling down the wrong path for decades and decades and decades and decades. And then at the end of your life, we're like, but what did I do? Where did I go? How much money did I invest? How much money did I save? I don't even have money for retirement. Do you know how much people, guys, don't have money for retirement right now? You know how much people are 65 and don't even have $5 to their name? It's sad, right? It's sad. But again, it's not their fault because they have their financial trauma, right? It's not their fault because they didn't learn. But at some point, right? Because there is a point, guys, that comes in your life where you're like, something got to give. I got to do more. I want to travel more. I want to go more places. I want to have more. I want that dream house. I want that dream car. I want, money in the bank. I don't want to be worried, right? Is this making sense to you guys on Facebook and YouTube? I don't want to be worried. I remember when I used to be a social worker and I used to feel stressed and I used to have anxiety because I didn't have enough money. Now I had to pay rent. I had a car note to pay. I had insurance. I was a single mother. I had to take care of my daughter. So it was kind of like hard to see ahead, right? And it was kind of hard to get ahead because I didn't have no tools and I didn't have any resources, right? If my mom didn't know, she couldn't teach me no resources, right? So this is why, guys, it's so important that we grow in life, right? We got to grow. And I told my aunt this. She's like 65. I said, we got to grow in life. And if you get stuck at 16, if you get stuck at being 25, right, then you already dead by the time you 65, right? You just don't got your death certificate yet, unfortunately, right? And I always tell people that if you don't have at least $10,000, guys, in the bank, and that's just minimum, $10,000 in the bank, you're literally one paycheck from being homeless. You're literally one paycheck away from losing it all, right? Unfortunately, right? But again, it's not your fault, right? It's the financial trauma, right, that you had in your family from your mom and your dad and the pastor and the teachers because they didn't know, right? So I adopted something called Wealth Talk for my children, right? When you guys come in, let me know where you guys are coming from, and happy Friday. And share this, text 5 friends that need to have a solution for their financial trauma. So at the end of the day, right, we got to understand, different things that we need to do to grow, to become better women, to become, better men, to grow, to go new places, right? So as a child, we learn one thing, right? And then as a teenager, there's other things that we learn. And then as an adult, there's other things that we learn. And then at our old age, there's other things that we learn, right? And if you don't grow into those new things, guys, we are simply dying, unfortunately, right? We are simply dying. So this is why I created this 4-day challenge, which is going to start the 21st of this month, okay? It's going to go the 21st to 22nd, and I think the 28th and the 29th, right? It's going to be Monday, Tuesday, right? And we're going to be going over breaking some of the financial traumas that we have. Breaking the chains, right, off of our minds about money, right? Because a lot of people are scared of money. A lot of people are scared of success. A lot of people never even had a lot of money ever before, right? A lot of people never made 6 figures. A lot of people never made 7 figures. A lot of people didn't even see $50,000 before, right? So I created this challenge so that we can challenge ourselves to move forward. So we can challenge ourselves to be comfortable with money. So we can challenge ourselves to have more money. We can challenge ourselves not to be scared to invest in ourselves. Right? Is this making sense? Right? Hopefully it's making sense to you guys. And this is recorded. This will be sent out to my list. It's also on Facebook as well. So the challenge is to challenge your confidence around money, challenge how you feel about money, challenge yourself to invest in yourself. And, I always tell people, if you haven't invested a minimum of $5,000 A year. And that means going to seminars, hiring coaches, reading books, getting courses. If you haven't invested at least $5,000 a year into yourself, you immediately are going backwards year after year after year after year after year. Right? And if your money's not growing year after year after year after year, then it's just simply dying. Right? And this is just like a law, right? You know, it's just a law of how it works. So if we know that we need to move forward, we need to start doing things to move forward, right? Our mom didn't know, our dad didn't know, the pastor didn't know. So we can no longer just keep saying, well, they didn't know, they didn't know, they didn't know, they didn't know, they didn't know. So now we have to know, right? We gotta learn, right? The internet is literally, guys, at our fingertips, right? The internet is everything, literally, guys, right? I made multiple six figures profit from home from the internet. The internet to me is a cash cow, honestly. Right? The internet is literally can give you some financial freedom. The internet has created many thousandaires, many millionaires, right? You just got to find your voice, right? You just got to be able to find your voice on the internet so that people can say, you know what? Tanisha's the one, right? Or Kathy's the one, or Kim is the one that I want to listen to. She's the one that I want to buy from. She's the one that I can relate to. Right? The internet is a wide open market, friends, right? So don't, kind of shy away from it. So the challenge is going to help you to be able to do that, right? So the challenge is going to help you challenge your money. It's going to challenge your money blueprint. It's going to challenge your confidence around money. It's going to challenge your thought process around success, because a lot of people are scared of success too, unfortunately, right? A lot of people are scared of success. Right? And again, success is what you say it is. If you're a successful teacher, if you love teaching, then you're successful. If you're a mechanic and you love being a mechanic, then you're a successful mechanic. If you're an entrepreneur making $10,000 or $5,000 a month and you love what you do, then you're successful. Who says you got to be making $1 million a month? Who says you got to be driving a Rolls Royce? Who said that you have to be in a 10,000 square foot home? No, right? You say what success is, right? And again, we got to understand that, because even for our parents, our moms, our dads, the pastors, they have told us what success is. So now we're trying to live up to, those standards instead of creating our own standards, right? So Earl Nightingale said, we are what we think about. The key to failure and the key to success is what we think about most. So if we think about being broke, we think about lack, we think about not having, then that's what we're going to get. But if we think about money, we think about riches, we think about being great, right? So for me, I'm working on 2 books. I have 2 books that I'm working on right now. I have a publisher, I have an editor, right? And I'm working on those 2 books right now. So my goal is for that book to leave a legacy and leave an imprint on the world. So long after I'm gone, people still want to know who I am, right? Long after I'm gone, my kids will still have the blueprint. Long after I'm gone, my grandkids will still have the blueprint. Right? And see, we got to start getting legacy and wealth minded, friends. So the 4-day challenge is going to help you understand that, right? So I'll put the link in the description for the serious people that want to do it. There's 2 levels, for you to come in, a basic and a VIP. I'm going to be giving away my Amazon, eBay, and Shopify course to 2 VIPs. When the class actually starts, it's going to be on Zoom. Don't come with a bonnet on. Don't come eating. Come to learn. Come and act like you really are coming to change your family's tree and your family's life for the rest of your life. Okay, friends, this is serious business. We only got a couple of Fridays left. We really got about 6 Fridays left in 2022. And if you're not doing anything new, friends, you're going to go into 2023 the same way. 2023 is not going to be any different if you don't do anything different now, right? See, we so used to just making New Year's resolutions and never following through. We used to making resolutions and say, well, I'm going to lose weight. Well, I'm going to make more money. Well, I'm going to start a business. And then when the year comes, it flies by and you ain't did nothing, right? There's 2 types of people at the end of the year. The first person says, I'm sick of tired and being sick and tired. I'm tired of not having. I'm tired of being broke. I'm tired of seeing everybody else have success. I'm about to put my thinking cap on and I'm about to get to work, right? And then there's the other type of person that said, well, fuck it. I ain't did shit all year. I ain't going to do nothing all year. Ain't nothing for me to do. So I'm going to just sit back and just keep watching everybody else win. So you got to say, which one are you? And again, if you haven't invested, guys, at least $5,000, okay? $5,000 into yourself, okay, this year, okay, on books, audios, mentors, seminars, CDs to better yourself, friends. There is nothing convincing the universe. There's nothing convincing your family that 2023 is going to be better financially for you, right? I already told you I'm working on my 2 books, right? I'm working on 2 books that my goal is to have in every child and every adult's hand so they can be reading the book on financial education so that we won't continue to pass down this financial trauma. And I'm going to have like a little mini financial course that actually comes with it, right? So this is how I'm focused on leaving my legacy. I got courses. Thousands of people done took trainings from me. Thousands of people done learned from me. Hundreds of people done went and made money. They changed their life forever, right? So I'm already leaving a legacy, but a physical book, right, is even better, right? Is even bigger, right? And it's not even about the money, right? It's about the impact, right? So in the challenge, we're going to be talking about businesses that can make you 6 figures, ideas that can also make you 6 figures. Understanding that you can have money working for you and not you constantly working for money for the rest of your life. All right. So if you didn't follow me on Instagram, guys, make sure you guys are following me on Instagram. Okay, this is Facebook and Instagram. Make sure you guys are following me. I mean, YouTube. Make sure you follow me on Instagram. Okay, make sure you guys are following me on Instagram. Make sure you click the link, register, right, for the 4-day money challenge. Okay, the 4-day money challenge. This is something that family never taught us, right? So that's what I just went through, Dawn. Right. So register for the 4-day money challenge. Okay, there's 2 levels for you guys to come in at. Again, you know, if you feel like you have trauma and you have too much month at the end of the money and you feel you're not confident around money, even as a man, as a woman, right? Even as a man, you know, as a woman, you know, all we learned, I mean, again, was just to go to work and work for money. But meanwhile, billionaires, millionaires, wealthy people, they wake up to $1 million in the bank daily. They wake up to 100 grand in the bank daily because they got money working for them. But see how it works is that they have money working for them. So now when their children are born, they also start investing for their children. They even start taking out life insurance policies for their children the first 5 days that the child is born. So people are born into wealth. People are born into riches, right? So if you are not setting up a foundation for yourself and the next generation, friends, then there's no convincing me, yourself, your family, or the universe that you're interested in building wealth and leaving a legacy, right? Because people are born into wealth, right? People are born into wealth. They 5 years old and they already got a $10 million life insurance policy, right? People born into wealth. Their mom already got $1 million stock portfolio already set aside for them, right? Meanwhile, a lot of us, our moms didn't even have $1 in the bank when we was born. Again, that's not her fault because her mother didn't know, her father didn't know, the church that she went to didn't know, right? So we have to, friends, again, we have to be the ones to break the generational curse. We have to be the ones to be able to say, you know what? I don't want my kids being broke. I don't want my kids at 40 years old still asking for $40. You can't be 40 and still asking for $40, man. You can't be 50 still asking for $40, man. No, right? That's trauma. That's traumatizing. And guess what? You're not confident as a woman. You're not confident as a man, right? Because if you got to ask someone else for money just to provide for your basic needs, there's no confidence in that, right? There's no true pride in that, right? Now, if you're a bum, that's something different. I got bums in my family. They 50, 60 years old, still asking grandma for money, right? But they don't care, right? Because they bums, right? But I'm sure you guys are not bums, right? And again, at 40 and 50 years old, you shouldn't still be asking your grandmother and mother for $40 just to get to work. But again, it's not your fault. It's the financial trauma that we had, right? But somebody has to break the cycle. Asking to borrow money and to feed your kids. Well, people do, right? People do. People borrow money all the time. But at some point, when do you say, I'm sick of borrowing money from people, right? I'm sick of owing people. When do you start to build your own? Right? When do you start to build your own money? When do you start to build your own foundation? When do you start to build your own legacy? If it's every year on year, I got to ask grandma who's on Social Security for $40 just to feed my kids, then at some point I got to say, well, enough is enough. Right? I got to say enough is enough. I got cousins and shit, brothers, fucking in-laws that be asking still for money and they over 40 years old. It's disgusting, right? They have no pride at all. For me, I know how to go get a bag. I know how to make a bag. I know how to create a bag. And I know how to go get it, right? So I'm not interested in asking grandma who's on Social Security for $40. I'm not interested in asking auntie who's broke for $40, right? But again, the financial trauma runs so deep that it don't even matter inside some people's families. It don't matter. Grandma's struggling, so let me ask her for money, right? Because at the same time, guess what? If grandma didn't teach you nothing, she ain't going to teach you nothing when you 60. If she didn't teach you nothing at 6, she ain't going to teach you nothing at 60. Right? And if grandma's on Social Security, it's clear that she didn't have no financial education. If she's dependent upon someone else for her money, you're also dependent upon someone else to control your life. Right? If you're dependent on someone, right, for your money, like a job, right? You also depend on someone for your money, right? You also depend on someone that will control your life, right? You also can depend on someone to control your time, right? And if we don't move forward, friends, as a people to say, my children, right? Instead of buying them Jordans and iPhones and bullshit for Christmas, I don't buy my kids nothing for Christmas. I stopped celebrating Christmas almost 4 years ago. Thanksgiving, all that shit, to me is really garbage. Thanksgiving, spending all this money to come with family you don't even like. You buying gifts for people you don't even like. Your kids, you buying $2,000 worth of toys, and then the next day, they don't even want them. They don't even know where they at. Nah, I'm not interested in wasting money. I'm interested in investing money. So if I'm getting something for my kids, there's going to be some stocks. Or we're going to be teaching about life insurance, right? Or we're going to be teaching how to get money. That's it, right? If my family decide to come over for Thanksgiving, right, I'm not cooking shit. We're going to learn something. Instead of feeding our bellies because they fat enough, we're going to be feeding our minds. And that's the real bag, right? So guys, if you're interested in learning from me, right, and you're interested in breaking some of the chains of the trauma that you have, join the 4-day challenge, the money challenge. It starts the 21st, 22nd, the 29th, the 28th, and the 29th, whichever those 2 Monday and Tuesdays are, right? It's going to be intense. You're also going to access the Black Wealth 101 class, where I also have over 100 hours of training, content, e-commerce. I mean, the list goes on and on. It said, financial trauma, yep, I tried of a job, never paid enough, right? So blessed, my 4-day challenge may be for you, right? It may be for you where you need to break those chains, of of money, right? And the trauma that's attached to it. It's time to break the chains, right? Because there's too many people 65 years old, hopeless and broke. They don't have any money, right? They don't have nothing because they didn't learn. Again, it's not your fault, but it is your fault if you continue the same path, if you continue doing the same thing. See, I used to be broke for 30 years, right? That means check the check, the check, the check, the check. But at some point I had to say, you know what? I'm tired of having anxiety. I'm tired of having panic attacks. I'm tired of being depressed. I'm tired of being hopeless. I'm tired of not having confidence. When do we get tired of this shit? Right? When do we get tired of being broke? Right? Some people just used to being broke, so they're like, fuck it. I don't give a damn about nothing else. I'm going to just be broke. Right? So I'm only talking to the people that's saying, I want to break my financial trauma. I want to be able to leave a legacy. I want to understand how money works and how money can work for me. I'm also going to be teaching some six-figure businesses that you guys can start and literally make six figures in 2023. There's many businesses, right? I'm also going to be teaching about different stock picks that I've used, right? The industries that I'm in, that I'm investing my money in. I'm also going to be talking about life insurance policies as a living will, not just a term policy and I'm hoping that everything works out. No, I'm talking about a living will. If you get sick, if you want to start a business, if you need money, if you need to pay your bills, you literally can start to build your own bank. And I started learning this 4 years ago. Okay? I started learning this 4 years ago, right? And I'm happy that I did. And I wish I would have learned it 10 years ago, right? Because I would have way more money in my policy right now. But again, friends, right? As long as you stop and think and learn to move forward, guys, it don't matter when it is, right? Don't beat yourself up because you 65 and you didn't learn, but you can learn now. Don't beat yourself up thinking you 40, you didn't learn. You can learn now, right? We can't keep making an excuse, right? Oh, well, I didn't learn for 40 years, so fuck it. I ain't gonna learn. No. So now's the time to learn, right? Now's the time to learn. So we're gonna start November 21st, but you have until November 16th. I'll be in Mexico all next week, right? I'll be in Mexico all next week, but you guys can still sign up. My assistant, she'll be sending out the login information for the Black Wealth 101 class for you guys to get into the Black Wealth 101, because that's one of the bonuses that you guys will actually get. That's one of the bonuses that you guys will actually get, with the 4-day money challenge. And then 2 people that are VIPs in my money challenge will also win Amazon, eBay, and Shopify drop shipping, which made me literally over 7 figures, right? So I'm going to show you the 7-figure blueprint on Amazon, eBay, and Shopify. And 2 lucky people that are VIPs in the 4-day money challenge will win that training. And that training is worth about $5,000. So, it's time to make moves, friends. Happy Friday. It's Freedom Friday. This is your time. This is your chance now to get yourself moving forward, changing your mindset, to start thinking positives, to start feeling better about money and just doing new things, right? I got tired of the same shit. I got tired of the same money. I got tired of looking at my bank account and I was on $2, right? At some point, guys, we got to get sick and tired of being sick and tired. And this is only, friends, when you will change. Get sick and tired of being sick and tired. And this is only when you will change. Okay? So good luck to the 2 people that's going to win the drop shipping training. That's going to be in the course. The VIP is $197. The basic is $97. You're going to get the course. You're going to get the Black Wealth. You're going to have access to it for 1 year. You'll be able to go through it with your children, go through it with your spouse, go through it as many times as you need to help you to win. But we're going to be live the 21st. So whoever signs up will get a link to the live. But if you sign up today, you'll get the link to the Black Wealth so you can start programming your mind to have some success. So you you can start breaking that financial trauma starting today. Okay, so the link will be in the description, below, and it will be on my YouTube channel, and it's also on my Instagram account. If you go to my Instagram and click the link in the bio, of my Instagram, guys, you actually can register and get yourself in position, guys. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys